5.5 is percents. We are going to learn how to write a percent as a fraction. You're also going to learn also how to write a fraction as a percent. So here we go. Should be a rather quick one. Writing percents as fractions. First of all, you need to know what a percent is. Percent. So percent is a part to whole ratio where the whole is 100. And basically you can write a percent as a fraction with a denominator of 100, and this is what it would look like. So looking at this, it says 60% equals 60 out of 100. So your part would be the 60 to whole would be the 100. So part to whole. And that's where the ratio comes in. So basically, what it would end up looking like is 60 over 100. 60 is our part, and our 100 is our whole. Example 1, we're going to be talking about writing percents as fractions. So your directions would look like this on homework, quiz, test. It says write 35% as a fraction in simplest form. So the best way to look at this is if you're looking at it as a percent, so we're starting off with 35%, it would equal, just like we did before, our part would be 35 per our whole, which is 100. Now, the problem here is everybody says, well, that's very easy to do. You just put whatever the percentage is and you put it over 100. Well, that is correct. However, you do need to simplify. So you have to figure out what can I divide both of them by. And this is where you're going to struggle the most, and this is where I'm going to see most errors. You need to recognize that 35 and 100 are both divisible by the number 5. So we could start there. 35 divided by 5 gives you 7. 100 divided by 5 should give you 20. Then you have to think, can 7 go in is there two numbers that are factors of 7 and 20? No, so it's simplest form. So writing 35% as a fraction, 7/20ths would be the correct answer. The next one says write 100% as a fraction in simplest form. Don't let this confuse you because you have 100%. What is the part? Well, technically there's no part because it's 100 over 100. And how many times can 100 go into 100? One whole time. So our answer here is 1. And the last one for this example is to write 174% as a fraction in simplest form. So the best way to look at this is, well, if I've got 174%, we know that we take our part and we put it over 100. So that it becomes a fraction with a denominator of 100. Then we need to simplify it. So the first thing that I always ask is how many times can 100 go into 174? One whole time. I've got 74 over 100 left over. So you also have to simplify it from there and figure out what numbers could go into both of them. The first thing I look at is I realize that I've got two even numbers here. Okay, so if I have two even numbers there, that means I can divide them by 2. And that's where you can kind of go if you're ever unsure. 74 divided by 2 gives you 37. And 100 divided by 2 gives you 50. One thing that I don't want you to forget is it's one whole. This is really important that you understand that because I started with 174, that gives me 1 and 37/50ths as a fraction. It's anytime it's over 100, you're going to have a mixed number. I want you to write that down. Anytime a percent is more than 100, it will be a mixed number. As a fraction, you could add if you want. Here are a couple, try it, but make sure you keep going because I do have one more example to do for you. So write the percent as a fraction in simplest form. You have 36% and 168%. I'll put the answers below in just a second, so make sure you pause it. And here are the answers. So number 1 is 9/25, and number 2 is 1 17/25. The next part of this section is writing fractions as percents. So what you do here is you write an equivalent fraction with a denominator of 100. Okay? So that equals, if I multiply both of these by 25, okay, so it kind of goes in a circle here. If I multiply this by 25, I'm going to get a denominator of 100. This is kind of where I'm looking first. It says, and 1 times 25 is 25, sorry. It says, then write the numerator with the percent symbol. So what I'm looking at here is my numerator. If it's over 100 already, that's my percentage, 25%. So 1/4 equals 25%. In the last example, example 2 is writing a fraction as a percent. So my directions say write 3/50ths as a percent. So I'm going to start off with my 3/50ths. And the first thing I'm going to figure out is I need to get my denominator to 100. I have to make these equivalent fractions. How did I get from here to here? Well, 50 times what equals 100? 50 times 2. Again, whatever you do to the bottom, you're going to do to the top in this case. 3 times 2 equals 6. So basically, we follow the second step, which tells us write the numerator with the percent symbol. What's my numerator? 6. So it equals 6%, and that's my answer. Here are a couple more try-its. This time we're going from write the fraction or mixed number as a percent. So you're taking both of these fractions or this mixed number and you're making it a percent. So just follow the example of what we did in 2, and I'll have the answers for you in just a second. And then here are your answers. Alright, well this completes our video. Make sure that these are done and you've done all the notes for the next class period.